They said classroom 9B was sealed for good reason. But when the rusty chains fell away that Tuesday morning, 5 friends would discover some doors should never be opened. Anya had always been the brave one. When she saw the maintenance crew removing those old chains, curiosity burned brighter than fear. "We have to see what's inside," she whispered to her friends. The older kids told stories about room 9B. 15 years ago, a gifted student named Chen simply vanished during final exams. They found his test paper half-finished, his pencil still rolling across the floor. That afternoon, as they peered through the doorway, Marcus swore he heard whispers. "Probably just the old pipes," Anya said. But when they looked at the blackboard, fresh chalk dust was settling like snow. That night, Anya couldn't sleep. The others felt it too, a pull, like an invisible thread drawing them back. By midnight, all 5 had snuck out of their homes, meeting at the school gates. The school at night was a different creature entirely. Every shadow seemed alive, every creak a whispered warning. But Anya led them forward, her flashlight cutting through the darkness like a sword. Room 9B felt wrong the moment they stepped inside. The air was thick and cold, and their flashlights seemed dimmer here. Then Sam noticed it first. The desks were arranged in perfect rows, as if waiting for students who would never come. It started as a whisper, so soft they almost missed it. Then the chalk began moving by itself, scratching letters across the blackboard. "I know what you did." The room knew their secrets. It wrote about Marcus cheating on the math test, about Lily breaking her sister's necklace, about Jake's lies to his parents. Each revelation cut deeper than the last. Marcus couldn't take it anymore. "This is insane," he shouted, running for the door. But it wouldn't budge. The handle turned, but the door remained sealed, as if the room itself had locked them in. The room grew colder with each passing minute. Their breath came out in visible puffs, and frost began forming on the windows. Something else was in the room with them, something that had been waiting a very long time. Lily began to cry as she read her name on the board again and again. "I'm sorry about the necklace," she whispered to the darkness. "I was going to tell her, I swear I was." The scratching stopped for a moment, as if the room was listening. Anya realized what was happening. The room wasn't just revealing their secrets, it was feeding on their guilt. "We need to understand what happened to Chen," she said. "That's the only way out." They began searching the room methodically. Jake found old test papers stuffed behind a radiator. Sam discovered a loose floorboard. But it was quiet Lily who found the most important clue. A folded note tucked inside an old textbook. The note was in David's handwriting. "I can't finish the test. They all think I'm so smart, but I don't know the answers. I've been cheating all along. I can't face them when they find out. I won't disappear. I'll just stay here where no one expects anything from me." The truth hit them like a physical blow. David hadn't vanished. He had hidden. The pressure to be perfect had crushed him, and he'd chosen to disappear rather than face his perceived failures. He was still here, trapped by his own shame. Sam, who had been silent all night, finally spoke. "I know how you feel, David. I've been cheating too. I'm so afraid of disappointing everyone." Her voice cracked with emotion. "You don't have to hide anymore. We understand." One by one, they all confessed. Marcus admitted his cheating. Lily spoke about her broken promises. Jake acknowledged his lies, and Anya admitted she sometimes pretended to be braver than she felt. The room grew warmer with each honest word. For the first time in 15 years, Chen spoke. His voice was like wind through autumn leaves. "I was so afraid of being ordinary. I thought being smart was all I was worth. Thank you for seeing me, really seeing me." David's spirit flickered like a candle in the wind. "I need to be remembered properly," he whispered. "Not as the perfect student who vanished, but as the scared boy who made mistakes. Take my note to the memorial wall. Let them know I was human." Anya took the note carefully. "We promise, David. We'll make sure everyone knows you were brave enough to ask for help, even if it took 15 years." The ghost smiled. The first smile he'd worn since the day he disappeared. Jake grabbed Anya's arm. "What if we can't leave? What if we end up like him?" But David's voice was gentle now. "You're not hiding from your mistakes. You're facing them. That's the difference between being trapped and being free." As dawn light crept through the windows, the classroom door swung open with a gentle creak. David's spirit was fading now, but his voice was clear. "Go now. Live honestly. Make mistakes and learn from them. That's what being human means." They walked out into the morning light, each carrying a piece of David's story and their own hard-earned wisdom. The school looked different now. Not haunted, but full of stories waiting to be told honestly. That afternoon, they stood before the school's memorial wall. Anya carefully pinned David's note next to his perfect report cards and academic awards. For the first time, his story was complete. The struggles alongside the successes. Mrs. Patterson, David's old teacher, found them there. She read the note with tears in her eyes. "I always wondered," she whispered. "He seems so perfect, but perfection is just fear wearing a mask. Thank you for bringing him home." Word spread quickly through the school. David's story became a catalyst for change. Students began talking openly about pressure, failure, and the courage it takes to ask for help. Room 9B was converted into a counseling center. The 5 friends changed, too. Marcus retook his math test honestly. Lily told her sister about the necklace. Jake started telling his parents the truth. Sam asked for help with her studies. And Anya learned that true bravery means being vulnerable. A month later, they returned to check on room 9B. The counseling center was busy with students finding the courage to share their struggles. The room hummed with life and hope, exactly what David would have wanted. As they watched, Anya felt a warm breeze despite the closed windows. For just a moment, she could have sworn she saw David sitting among the students, no longer hiding, finally at peace. His story had become a bridge between fear and hope. David Chen was no longer the perfect student who mysteriously vanished. He became something better, a reminder that it's okay to struggle, okay to fail, and always okay to ask for help. His greatest lesson wasn't academic, it was human. 6 months later, the school had transformed. Test scores hadn't dropped, they'd improved, because students were learning without fear. The 5 friends remained close, bonded by their shared experience and commitment to honesty. Every few weeks, they would visit the counseling center. Not because they had to, but because they wanted to help other students find the courage David had shown them. The room that once trapped secrets now set people free. On graduation day, Anya stood at the podium as valedictorian. But her speech wasn't about perfect grades or flawless achievements. It was about David Chen, the boy who taught them that true success means having the courage to be imperfect. After the ceremony, the 5 friends walked through their old middle school one last time. Room 9B, now the David Chen Counseling Center, was empty for the summer. But somehow, it felt full of presence and purpose. If you or someone you know is struggling with academic pressure, perfectionism, or feelings of inadequacy, remember David's lesson. You are more than your achievements. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.